Testing, testing. How's the microphone? Okay, now how do I share my screen? Okay. Hopefully YouTube will record this video. Otherwise, I'll have to re-record it with something else. Gonna do a quick getting started from just API access, which I already prepared, saved it into a file, and the goal is going to be here. Goals. Okay. We got prepared AGI key for LLM. Done. Some test request, bootstrap a user input to request loop. Response readout loop. Add tool calling. Some steps in between here. At some point, which should be on par with something like Claude Code. There might be a few steps in between here. A few more steps here. And at some point, we'll have a autonomous useful agent. Okay. I might have to increase the text size for this recording. Otherwise, it's not going to be visible in this recording. I'll have to check later. Okay, so we got our goals over here. Gonna set up another editor. Oh, I forgot to write minimal actual coding vibe only. Let me just double check that I'm actually visible in here. Testing.
Testing.
Okay, looks like I
Testing.
Okay. Okay. Let's get started with making a request to this LLM. I'm looking at the documentation on the Cerebrus API, which is just a LLM inference provider. It's one of the ones that focuses on speed of inference, but otherwise it's just an arbitrary choice. Let's see if we can get this thing to work here. We might have to install, maybe we should set up an environment here for this package. Okay, we got the package. I'm actually not familiar enough with UV to actually see how do I start the environment. Okay, there's an environment. UV shell is maybe? No. Or UV run. Let's see if UV run works. Okay, let's try this. Okay, my Emacs is broken. I have to fix it. Okay, looks like it might be permanently broken. Let's see whether this thing works. UV run, Python. Okay. Looks like it does work. So the example works, so let's just start bootstrapping what we need. All right, me a Python LLM calling loop. You ask user types and request sent to service using REST SDK. Hopefully this model is actually familiar with the SDK, otherwise I'll have to include some references into the request itself, because this is just a pure LLM without any tools yet, so it cannot look up any reference materials by itself. Print out the results. Go back to user input. Request. Okay, and I'm going to not only do this, but also write this to a file. So this is some minimal coding that we have to do as part of the initial bootstrapping. I just wanted to write this to a file so that I can copy the results back. Right, no append. And And actually, let's me write the request as well. Write response. Print the request. Print the response. No, I don't need to print the response. I just need to write the response. Write the request to the file so I know what I'm looking for afterwards. Okay. Is there any token limits by default? I don't know. I'll find out. Used passlib incorrectly. Okay. What do we have? Let me open another window. Or maybe I shouldn't open another window. Let me open it here. Okay. Here's the request. Prerequisites. I got that. Python.env. I guess I could do that as well. You add python.env. Okay. Create env file. I already did that. Maybe, okay. I won't include the model selection in the env file for now. I'll do that later. Or maybe not at all. Stream, not important for me right now, but let's see. Okay. I'm just going to copy this whole thing. Hopefully it didn't make any mistakes. I'll keep the request by itself as is for now because it might have mistakes in it. The other thing I'm going to do here is, okay, it looks like it has some defaults. I'm just going to change the default model to the one I've been using in this request, which is this GPT OSS. Temperature, max tokens, okay. Okay. User prompt. Does this print the key? Hopefully not. Okay, let's see if it works. Let me make this slightly bigger. Okay. Testing loop. Okay, how do I stop it? 2 enters maybe? No. Maybe I should read the how to use thing. How do I use? I put the keys, execute the scripts, type your word, press enter, and multi-line request with the word EOF on line by itself. Okay, that's annoying, but I'll fix it later. Completion resource create got an expected keyword argument messages, so it looks like it might not have been familiar with the API, but looks like that API does have completion create requests. Let me find it. Compilations resource. Where is it? Messages. Doesn't have any messages. Oh. I cannot type in Control G because Google Gemini is picking that up. How do I disable that? Oh no, how did Google take over my Control G? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, disabled keyboard shortcut, selection shortcut. Okay, disabled all the shortcuts. Is Control G working now? Yes, okay. I don't know how Google can take over my keyboard shortcut even if I'm not in Chrome right now and am in the terminal. Little annoying. Okay, where was I? Completions resource create, unexpected keyword argument message. So let me check whether the API usage is wrong by looking at this one that I got directly from the API docs. Line stripping, stream generator. Okay, payload. Chat completion. Chat. Client. Chat completion. Oh no, it's chat, not chat completion. Chat.completions.create. Chat. Actually, what's client? Okay, I don't know what that was going to do. Let's check. Nothing. Let me disable the streaming thing for a second. Okay. Chat completions response object is not subscriptable. That's gonna be here, get full response. Okay, looks like it's not JSON, it's Python object dot message dot content. And let me just also change the COF thing to instead multi-line terminator to just nothing. Okay, got the loop working. Okay, now I need some way for it to be able to take a look at my current code. So set up tool calling. Take a look at my current code and be able to edit it. So let's see if there's any tool calling documentation. Okay, there's some over here. Tool calls. Okay, tool calls. Okay, one thing I'm going to do actually to make this a little easier, I'm going to include the entire content of the file here in every request. Otherwise, I'll have to implement a tool call for reading the content. But just to bootstrap the tool calling, I'll just send a just pretend that there's always a request to read the current to loop. So when there's a user prompt is created, user prompt, read user prompt, messages, and here I'm going to append to the user prompt, or maybe prepend. Context for user request. And I'm just going to dump the whole file. Again, context for user request and user request, and I'm just going to include the request afterwards. And here I'm going to include content, and the loop content is going to be, I don't remember. Read. Okay, I'll have to read the file manually because I don't remember any special syntax for this. Loop. Okay. So now the request gets to see my current state of this loop, and I'll ask it to make edits in a if asked to make edits for loop.py, give given diff format. Okay. So now the idea is that there's going to be some minimal context or the current state of the loop file given to every request. Instead, I should have asked it to create a loop that accumulates a session's worth of conversations worth of messages, but I'll ask it as the next step. You see the file. Yes. Needs to make it multi-turn, add responses to a conversation instead of making brand new requests every time. It did not respond much. Maybe I need to increase the max tokens. Maybe it got cut off there. Or maybe it was just a loop that got messed up. No, the loop doesn't have, it wasn't using streaming, so let me increase max tokens to 8192. Okay, what did it give me? Let's take a look. No, I'm not writing these to the log. No, I think it's no. Oh, did it get cut off or no? Let's check. I think it might have got garbled there near the end. What happened? What's going on? I was hoping to not have to read this and just apply a patch, but it may not have fully worked. Okay. Well, a little tedious, but I'm not brushed up on my Emacs shortcuts to do this any faster. Or am I? No. Where am I? Oh, yes. Okay. Something might have messed up here. Is this what the actual code looks like? No, it does not. Okay, so the diff format wasn't quite right, so the diff is gonna fail, so I'll have to copy this manually and fill it in. Okay. Let's see. And prompt. First, a full user message, including the self-reference. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna. Where's the messages? Is there messages? I'm gonna pretend like there was an initial tool call. And the first message is gonna be a fake tool call by fake request to read loop.py. I'm just trying to formalize a initial first few messages that look like they might have been part of an actual agent loop. This would actually be a tool call in this position, but I'm just gonna say fake request to call read on loop.py. And here I'm going to grab the content. My Emacs is completely broken, but the show must go on. I'm adding a fake tool call result that will contain loop content. Okay. Okay, so the first three three messages look like the user requested the agent to read the source code. The assistant made a fake tool call request to read it, and the content of that file was dumped into that tool call result. Okay. Now, enrichment prompt doesn't need to happen anymore. I'm going to append the user message from okay. I'm going to append this message. And that's it. Then I'm going to skip the streaming part here for now. Going to get answer, and I'm going to print the answer and append to the messages. Okay. So now I have a minimal growing loop. No. Payload. Ah. Gen KWArgs. Okay. Okay. Need to add tool calling to it. Least read file. Right now it is fake. Okay, what did it do? Okay. Let me add this. Read file tool. Prompt. Okay, that's a little off because the tool request should be coming from the assistant, not the user. What is this detected run tool call? The tool should be invoked by TL, not the. Okay. Function calls, functions. Okay, read fault. Okay. Functions. Where's the functions defined? Here. Payload gets functions and an auto. Okay, choice completion choice is 0. I'm going to copy the function call stuff. Okay. And this was the entire handler for what? Stream. I'm going to print the append it here regardless of what the call is and print it and then handle it. All right, let's try it out. Wait, what's get full response do? Oh, nothing. Actually, yeah, let me remove this because it's already handled in the thing I just added. Let me then remove the enrichment, the initial enrichment so that we can see that the tool call works. Functions is not a tools, not functions. I don't know if the schema is the same. We'll find out. Maybe I should start including, I think I'll start including the reference materials as files that it can read afterwards. Okay, I need to copy the need to update the generated code based on what the Cerebus API actually says. Okay, let's see if this is enough. Wait, it's follow-up payload? What is it doing? Okay, I think this can be restructured a little bit better, but I'm not going to do it now. Message append, tool name, tool call ID. Content. Okay, there's bound to be errors in this thing, but let's see what happens. Function call. Messages. Okay, so the schema of the tool I think might have been incorrect. Let's fix that. Type. Function. Tools. Function. Name, read file, description, parameters, type, object, properties, path, string description, required path, additional properties. Okay. Bad request. Wrong API format. Oh. Why do I need to reconstruct it? Why not just append the message? Oh. Let's see what that does. Okay. Received request for a known function, read file. Let's see. What was this printout? Okay. So it did looks like it worked. And then make sure that I did not include the original stuff, loop content anywhere in there. And let's see. What happened with that last thing here? What's this else? Oh, it needs to be one layer deeper. Okay. Okay, let's see what it pointed out as issues. Okay, I think that's too many fixes, so I need to add another tool to patch it. Right, from me another tool patching existing files. So I can incorporate. Patch file tool. Batch. Run tool. Okay, too many tabs. I don't know where I'm at right now. Okay. Okay. Let's see if these work. Oh. see if the patching works. Patch file tool not defined. Oh, did I not copy that? Let's see if it's still up here. Okay. It did not invoke the patch tool. Did I not include the patch tool? I might need to make it allow multiple tool calls in one user request. Let me just do apply. Yes. Unable to apply change. How about we use a more competent model? And that's all we get is GPT and Gamma. Might have to go to Open Router instead. Okay, we'll have to do that some other time because it's already been an hour. I will I'll sign up to Open Router and I'll repoint this next time.